Niagara 124, your source for news, entertainment, food, and jibber jabber. Put on your thinking caps, dress up like an elf, and play football. Prepare for your debriefing on current events. This week on Niagara 124, the Bills win! The Bills win! I can't believe it! I can't believe I'm saying this! The Bills won! I mean, they beat the Jets, and the Jets are my other go team, so anything. We have actual news to talk about. Lots of actual news. And why is Ron's knees broken? Well, we'll find out all this and more on 124. Hello, everybody, on this fabulous Friday, November 13th, 2015. As always, I am Nico.
And I am Ron.
Yeah, that's right. You didn't see that coming, did you? You thought it was gonna be Bobby. Well, Bobby will be here eventually, but in the meantime, let's talk about something that Bobby doesn't talk about. Sports!
That's right. Well, the Bills won last night. That was really good. They beat the Jets 22-17, I believe. Their uniforms were very impressive. Reminded me of Pepto-Bismol.
What was with the uniforms? So, I hadn't seen the uniform, so I turned on the game, and the Bills are entirely head-to-toe in red except for the helmets, and the Jets are entirely head-to-toe in green except for their helmets. So it literally looked like either a cartoon, a video game, or Santa's elves battling each other in a game of football at the North Pole.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know how they call it the Super Bowl? This should be called the Christmas Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, Fitzpatrick even had the Santa beard going.
Right.
It was Christmas.
Right.
It was as Christmas as you can get with football.
Yeah.
Because those two things go hand in hand like hands.
Right.
So, what else about sports do you want to talk about?
Well, today, both the men's and women's basketball teams from Niagara University, they both play tonight. I believe Niagara, the men's team plays Old Dominion, and the women's play Texas Tech, so good luck tonight. The NU hockey team plays Michigan tonight as well. That's going to be a real tough battle, but they can pull it off.
As always, if you want to correct us on anything, if any of that is wrong, tweet us at Niagara124. Like us on Facebook at Niagara1/24 and yell at us. Go to our YouTube page. All of our episodes are uploaded except for a lost episode, because we lost an episode. Similar to how the moon landing was taped over by NASA because tape is expensive, well, data is expensive, and we may have just deleted it. We are NASA. Except without the rockets.
Right.
Or, you know, the budget.
Yeah.
Or the cool spacesuits.
Indeed.
Or the shuttles that are attached to the rockets.
Indeed.
Or the monkeys to shoot up into space. Or the dogs. We are nothing like NASA.
Nope.
We are a box.
Right.
We are like an entertainment box.
Right.
But not home box office. You're listening to WNIA.
Right. All right, so last night the Bills and the Sabres won, so this has been the first time that two Buffalo teams have won on the same day since January 3rd of 2010.
Get out of town. That is crazy.
It is crazy.
Shout out to Michael Pearl, who is just staring at us weirdly against the window.
Right.
And now he's walking away.
Bye, Mike.
Bye, Mike. So, any other sporting news?
Other than that, I don't have anything at the moment.
Then let's switch to incredibly current news. Just a quick note, about Marist University. Marist is on lockdown because someone called in a threat. So, if anyone from Marist is listening to us, which I doubt, but if you are, and you didn't know that, you know that now. Really, people? But let's talk about something more important. Ron's knee.
Right.
So, we had a fire drill. Now, the funny thing about fire drills is they always happen at the least opportune moment, such as when I'm in the bathroom. And the alarm goes off saying, "This is an emergency. Please exit the building." And I'm like, really? Okay. So just wash your hands, run out. Ron's waiting for me. He turns around, full force, smashes his knee into a planter. So there's planters outside of Gallagher. There's no plants in them anymore. It's literally just half of a barrel filled with dirt. And he smashes his knee into it, and it's all scraped up. So he has a broken knee.
I wouldn't say broken. It hurts, but...
You've been screaming my knee for the past 30 minutes.
Right. Well, it hurts a lot, but it's not broken.
It's not
I can walk.
He's manning up for the show, folks.
Right.
He's manning up for the show.
Right.
In reality, he is crying on the inside like Brady when someone insults his feelings. That is how you get Brady to lose.
Right.
We figured it out. The best way to get Brady to play bad football is to tell him things like, hey, your face is unattractive. Your wife is unattractive. Your coach is more attractive than you. And if you say those things in that order, Brady will rage quit and throw the ball at his own head. Go Pats.
Yeah, go Pats.
The sarcasm is strong in this one. Oh, as always, if you want to call in, you can call in at 716-286-7315. We might even answer it this week. Maybe.
Right.
Shout out to Samantha, who walked by. Samantha. When there's a Samantha, there's always a Bobby nearby.
Facts.
That is a fact of life, so if there's not a Bobby nearby, we will have a problem. We will need to send an expeditionary search party to find the one they call Raptor Bobby. I'm talking about that later. That will be brought up later. Wait, was that what I thought it was? I should make sure that was what I thought it was. I saw something on there, and I'm assuming it's the same thing. Yes, it is. We will be discussing that later. It is in here. It will make me cry. You will laugh. You will cry. You will want to go to Dubai.
Too bad I can't.
That actually, how did I make that rhyme? That was good.
That was good.
That was good. That was off the top of my head.
That was really good.
I did something on the top of my head, and it worked.
Right.
The music is very loud. I have to turn it down a bit. It's a little too peppy. Yeah, let's just tone that down a bit. We don't want to get that peppy. Not until later, anyway. Woo! Raising the roof. So, anything else you want to talk about, Ron?
At the moment, no. Nothing came to mind. Just go Bills and go Sabres.
Go Bills, go Sabres, go Niagara University teams. This has been Sports with Ron Capone.
Indeed.
Your 10 minutes of sports. 9 minutes of sports. Technically like 7 minutes if we cut out the opening narration. Awkward silence.
Awkward silence, indeed.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, if you ever want to listen to more awkward silence, just tune into our show during the second half. For some reason, the first half is being slow, because I'm withholding information so Bobby can talk about it. And we all know how much Bobby talks, so it will be a great show. Did you hear about they've been shooting laser pointers at helicopters and stuff?
No, I did not.
Okay, so there's these people out there that aim those, like, strong laser pointers at helicopters and planes, and they aim it towards the plane and it blinds the pilots. Well, luckily, to stop this, just so you know, if you're ever dumb enough to shoot a laser pointer at an airplane, you can spend 20 years in a federal prison. So don't do it.
Unless you want to go to prison.
No, you don't want to go. No, not a federal prison. Trust me, no one wants to go to federal prison. We're not talking state prison. We're talking federal prison. You know, those are the closest things we have to, like, the camps.
Right.
It's federal prison. So don't shoot laser pointers. Matter of fact, don't have laser pointers. It's not 1996. Unless you're a professor. Unless you're my religion professor who you know, uses it properly. Yes, shout out to Professor Handy in World Religions. Ooh, I'm really liking this groove here. And now it's time for Ron, the magical Ron. He's so magical. Ron is his own species. Ron is the Ronicus domesticus. He likes to party. He likes long walks on the beach. And he's single, ladies.
Yeah.
Then there's me, Nico. I like world domination. Allowing my hair to feast on the souls of the non-believers. And the music of Brandon Flowers. I am also single. Then there is Bobby. Bobby is 1 part velociraptor and 2 parts pudding. He is not single. He is taken by Sam. Sam. Every Sam has a Bobby. I'm gonna keep using that line now because that's a thing now.
Right. So I just got this. Ex-Bill Marshawn Lynch gave a McDonald's employee $500 because he complimented his shoes.
Really?
I'm not kidding.
Oh, I would love to be that McDonald's employee.
Same here.
So if you just see, whereas opposed to if he had gone down on those and went, "What are those?" he would have like been attacked by Marshawn.
Right.
And now it is time for Bobby.
Right. So.
Hello, Bobby.
Hello.
We're here to talk about news.
Are we?
And now Ron shall abdicate his throne.
Evaporate.
He will abdicate his throne so that the mighty King Bobby will be able to talk news.
Have a good day.
Bye-bye. Okay. Are you prepared?
I'm really thirsty and I don't have anything to drink, but I'll be fine.
Bobby.
I probably won't be talking.
Well, you need to be able to. You better talk. We have lots of news to cover today, and I refuse to talk about news with Ron. We talked about sports and how he smashed his knee.
Hello, world. Oh my gosh, that's loud.
Yeah.
Okay.
You didn't know that? Yeah, I have it turned up. Here, I'll turn it down a little, because Ron's quiet. Okay. Why do you put it so close to your face?
What do you mean? Why did I put it so close to my face?
Well, that's why it's loud.
This is how. Okay.
Yeah, Bobby. No one puts it that close. You will soon learn. So, have you heard about this? They're calling it the November Witch. It's in the upper Midwest and Ohio Valley, and it's kind of getting over here. It's that low pressure system with the floods and the winds and the tornadoes. But who cares about the rest of the country? It's been happening here. Seriously, the waves of the lakes are just splashing over the roads, and the roads are underwater now.
Splish sploosh.
And I couldn't put out my trash can yesterday because the wind blew it over. Because I am... Here's how sad it is in my house. So I am laying in bed. Now, my room doesn't really have any insulation in it. It's supposed to, but you could hear anything. You could hear the neighbors talking. You could have a conversation 2 streets down. It's really, you could hear anything. It's like being outside. So I'm laying there, and I hear the wind, and I go, I'm waiting for the sound of the trash can to tip over, and I was here, and I go, that's the trash can. And I walk downstairs like, Mom, the trash can tipped over. She's like, how do you know? I'm like, because I heard it. And she walks outside, and sure enough, the trash can had tipped sideways. Right when I was like, yes! Supersonic hearing and a room where you could hear anything. It's great until you actually want to sleep.
I just wiped something off my leg. I'm not sure what this is.
Did you hear about Russia's secret plans?
What about Russia? What's happening with Russia?
I think it's time to talk about Russia's secret
Oh my
plans.
gosh.
But to talk about Russia's secret plans, we must bring in our resident
Please
Russian.
no. Why this? I'm not even opening the door. He can just morph through the wall.
Hello, everybody. It is I, the great local Russian. So, Bobby, did you hear what my country is doing?
No.
Well, we leaked, I'm doing air quotes, leaked secret information, air quotes, about our Status 6 project, which is a long-range nuclear torpedo.
Alright.
That's right. It was a long, painful night in the Kremlin. Me and Mikhail Gorbachev were playing a game of Russian banana bingo. However, we suddenly realized with the collapse of the onion, we would need to create something new. So I traveled into future time to meet with Vladimir Lenin, where we decided to make nuclear torpedo. And to stick it to Yankee boomboxes, we shaped it like giant Hostess Twinkie. Giant nuclear Hostess Twinkie torpedo. Greatest in all of Mother Russia. All the feels. All the colds. I will go back to Siberia.
Okay. What?
Okay, so let me translate that into English. Russia has leaked information that they created a long-range nuclear torpedo to shoot out of a submarine. So instead of a nuclear missile, now it's a torpedo.
Oh man.
So they can nuke the ocean. And that's how you get SpongeBob. And I'm not talking about the first couple of seasons. I'm talking about, like, post-first movie SpongeBob. And nobody wants post-first movie SpongeBob. Speaking of which, you've never seen the new SpongeBob movie.
Why would I?
You need to see it.
No.
I'm gonna make you watch it.
Please don't.
I'm gonna tie you to a chair and like Clockwork Orange your eyes and make you watch it.
My gosh.
So,
What's this?
oh, Ron left it here. It's a message from a long ago era.
Thomas Hart Benton mural of Father Hennepin at Niagara Falls.
Yeah, remember hennepinning? The thing you refused to do? That we were trying to make
Oh, you mean
a thing?
Praise the Sun?
It's not
Yeah.
Praise the Sun! It looks nothing like Praise the Sun! Just because you're putting your arms up doesn't mean it's Praise the Sun, okay? It has nothing to do with Praise the Sun. Praise the Sun is facing the other direction. Then there's different bending. This guy is a respected father.
Praise the Sun.
Bobby. Just a downer. So, Facebook has a new news app. It's called Notify. Don't use it. Get your news from us. We're more reliable.
Or anywhere else.
We are more reliable. You get our news from us. We are your only news source. We are your best news source.
They made a news.
Niagara 1/24. If you want news, you better get it from us.
So, what is the Facebook news app? Why do they make it?
Because people want to get their news from Facebook. Okay.
Facebook does that with the trending now stuff.
I know, but people don't read that on mobile.
Okay.
Do I need to explain it to you? Time to talk about some serious things. So you've been hearing what's going on in the University of Missouri?
With the
The protests.
Yes. Let's talk about that. What has been happening?
So it all started where allegedly there's quite a bit of racism in the University of Missouri. This is all gonna be alleged. So what we're saying here, I'm just secondhand information. So let's just go. There's like some racist issues and prejudice and stuff. So the president of the, is it the president? Is it the?
It was.
Yeah, it's the president.
The president.
The president resigned because the football team was like, we're not going to play anymore until you solve this racism. And there was a graduate student that went on a hunger strike. And he was fighting, and it all kind of stemmed out of, like, didn't his wife send out an email about racist Halloween costumes?
It was something about Halloween, and
yeah.
it's
and
like people. I gotta like make a comment on this because people go too far to when they get offended about things.
Oh,
it like
absolutely. Well, I like the best one is now. So like the university started went on lockdown afterwards because there was threats posted on Yik Yak. Where all of this originated, I've deleted my Yik Yak. I have deleted my Yik Yak. I am so done with Yik Yak. I've deleted it. So if something interesting happens on Yik Yak, someone tell me. Or better yet, just delete Yik Yak. Why do we need Yik Yak? Because Yik Yak seems to be the origin of all bad.
I mean, Yik Yak here is just like half of it is people trying to hook up, and the other half is just not. It has nothing to like. There's nobody on Yik Yak that's complaining about things being offensive here.
Excuse me?
I haven't seen anything recently.
Did you not realize this was the whole thing with the Black Student Union currently?
Currently, right now?
Well, currently, it's continued. It never ended. It started last year when the Black Student Union formed. Someone on Yik Yak went and said, you know, well, why isn't there a white student union? And it started, and people started making jokes about it. So the Black Student Union responded by holding a meeting about it to discuss these things on Yik Yak, to which it started getting really blown out of proportion. And now there's the same thing. Someone wrote something racist on a Black Student Union poster, and the school had to respond. That is horribly offensive.
Yes.
But the school responds, you know, well, we should have an open discussion about these things. I mean,
it's one thing.
At the same time, there's one thing to just express your opinion. There's another thing to just be blatantly offensive.
Yeah.
And if you're blatantly offensive, you should be punished for it. And it shouldn't be an open, a calm discussion. It should be like, okay, we need to find who did this, and no.
Yeah, posting on Yik Yak is very different from like
vandalizing a poster. But I mean, this entire thing. I mean, now and in Missouri. So they went on lockdown, and one of the professors had sent out an email saying, because there was an exam while all the classes were like, everything was in lockdown. He's like, you're still gonna have to take the exam. He's like, you're gonna have to take the exam. He's like, I'm not gonna cancel a class. That lets the bullies win. He's like, we don't let them. We're not afraid of them. Come on. So of course everyone got pissed at him. He's like, you're gonna get us all killed. And so he resigned. Except he couldn't resign because the university refused to let him resign. So he's like, I want to resign. And the university's like, well, you didn't do anything wrong, so you can't resign. I mean, this entire thing's turning into a mess, to the point where now Ithaca students organized a solidarity walkout of their classes because of race relations.
Race relations?
This is what it's called now. This is the politically correct term, is race relations. It's not racism, it's the relations between races. And Ithaca College students, you know, whenever there's a walkout of classes, I always look and go, how much money are you paying for college that you're willing to walk out of classes to prove a point?
I mean,
like, college is, I mean, and it's like some of these things, this is kind of, some of these are like, they actually, if you looked at some of the protests that were going on in Missouri, they're like going crazy. I mean, it looks like Occupy Wall Street all over again. Because of what they say is a long inbred culture of racism. It's Missouri. Yes. Like, I mean, every time someone says, like, there's this, yes, it still exists. But pointing at it over and over and over again is not helping. Honestly, here's the sad thing. If I hate to say this, but if it would have been, like, if we stopped pointing out that there's differences, if we stopped, like, there is this, and there is this, and there is this, you know what? We wouldn't even know what racism is. We wouldn't know. These children are not inherently racist. It's like, and it's only when you start pushing and pushing and pushing that things start going out the window. Sheesh.
So, short and to the point, I have an image here. It says, Bill is on the internet. Bill sees something that offends him. Bill moves on. Bill is smart. Be like Bill.
Yes. Move on. So, here's another interesting one, because I don't think we've had enough inflammatory news. Judge Scott Johansson of Salt Lake City, Utah, removed a child from a lesbian foster parent's and move them to heterosexual foster parents because he pointed out a study that says that children do better with heterosexual parents. And now other judges are looking at him and seeing whether we can just kick him off of the because he, like, where did you get this study? And it's funny because I read this, and the day before I was watching the episode of South Park.
Oh, wait, which one?
The egg one.
The egg one.
Okay, there's one where help me out here. I don't know the characters. The teacher that switch genders.
Mr. Garrison.
Yeah, Mr. now Mrs. Garrison, who's transgender, was yelling at Mr. Slave.
Oh, this is an older episode.
Yeah, this is an older episode. Yeah, and like, and tries to tries to get same-sex marriage vetoed by the governor by doing the egg, like the children egg experiment, and putting it was Kyle and who was it? It was Kyle.
I haven't seen the episode.
Oh gosh,
you're talking about.
The one that's not Kenny, the one that's not Cartman.
The one Stan.
It was Stan and Kyle together. And, like, he even hired a hitman to try to destroy the egg and everything, because he wanted to try to, and in the end, the hitman's, like, just killing everyone, misses the egg, and so gay marriage gets passed. And I read this, and I'm like, this is the study, if I could find a study that, you know, gay parents aren't as good, and I'm just like, did this person just watch South Park, and, like, I agree with that. Like, where did you get this study? Was it an episode of even South Park disagrees with you.
Listen, South Park does a good job at taking, like, current issues and, like,
I like what's funny is so everyone gets like, I'm offended by South Park. South Park offends everyone. They aim to offend everyone, because if you offend anyone, if you offend every single person in the universe, it's not necessarily offensive. It's not biased. It's just offensive.
Like the creators of South Park, their goal is to offend to make a point. Like they're making a point with other episodes. Like there's one episode about the whole like safe space thing with the students at the university were talking about. They're trying to make it, and it's just they make such a good point. You can't like, I don't know. You gotta watch the episode to like get it. But
moving on. So Montreal is now dumping 1.75 billion gallons or 8 billion liters of raw sewage into the St. Lawrence River.
Oh man,
that's literally the news story. Why are they doing that? Because they decided, you know what? Let's just dump 1.75 billion gallons of raw sewage into the St. Lawrence River, because that's what Canada was missing. That Canada was missing the smell of New Jersey. Actually, it was missing the smell of lower level Niagara Falls.
Does it smell?
Have you ever been to Fort Niagara?
Yeah.
I
mean,
during the summer it can get pretty ripe. It's not raw sewage, it's just dead fish.
Yeah.
Lots of dead fish. So much dead fish. The 4th Republican debate happened. I did not watch it. It was on Fox. It was on Fox Business, which is like channel 200 and something on Time Warner. So I could have watched it on the internet, but who really wanted to watch this debate? The CNN debate I will watch because that's the real debate. But basically they're saying Rubio won the debate. Trump allegedly said, "I like Ike." That was fun.
I like Ike.
I like Ike. You like Ike. Everybody likes Ike. Eisenhower.
Okay.
Dwight Eisenhower. Political scientist. Sorry. If Pimlot is listening, she will enjoy this.
Were you here yesterday? Like at like, I don't know what time they were. It was just some news team was here like interviewing people. They were walking around Galley and like talking to people and filming. And I don't know why they were here. But
are you sure? Was it a guy with a bunch of piercings and a different guy that's kind of...
No, it was like a guy with a camera and a girl with a microphone. And they were walking around and they were just talking to people.
Admissions was taking photos earlier this week. That was fun. Admissions. You're listening to WNIA Radio on Niagara University and Admissions.
Yeah, it's just I don't know what that was for, because I was walking past while they were talking to someone and I was trying.
If you know, tweet us at Niagara124. It's the word Niagara, a 1, a 2, and a 4. Tweet us. Please. I beg of you. Help us.
Help me.
So, the iPhone 7.
Wait, what?
The iPhone 7 is gonna... Yeah.
Like, officially by Apple?
I believe so, because they announced the new iPad too.
I gotta look this up. When did they do this?
I don't know. No
They
one was
they
paying
normally
attention.
do the announcements like in September. Like the iPhone 6, they had like a big conference. Like they do that every year. But
Didn't the 6S just come out?
yeah,
So
6S.
it couldn't have been the
6S.
7. So maybe the 7's coming out next year.
I-
Okay, this might just be a
I
leak.
googled Apple 7. What, iPhone.
The Apple 7.
Uh,
But tech people are ticked off because it doesn't have an AMOLED display.
Like where are you getting this information?
I don't have the source. It was a tech news.
Okay, I'm just looking up what I can.
If you type in iPhone 7 AMOLED, you should get what I was looking at. And people are frustrated with this because
these are just rumors right now.
yeah. Well, no, they can tell based on the current design that it's not going to have AMOLED.
I mean,
But-
the 6S doesn't have AMOLED.
well,
so
the
I would-
issue. Well, the reason they think the 7 should have AMOLED is AMOLED saves a huge chunk of battery.
Yeah.
So, I mean, some bad AMOLED could look cartoonish, but if they do it well, which Apple could do, you know, the problem with iPhones is the batteries.
No, the
Die.
problem with iPhones is a lot of things,
Ugh.
just unrelated to the battery, like the display, the hardware. Like I have the Galaxy 6S or whatever S6,
Yeah.
Galaxy S6 Edge, and this is a 1440p display. The iPhone still has like a 720p display.
Well, I mean, I use an iPhone 5S.
Not even 720. It's less.
I
than
use an iPhone 5S because I bought it when the 6 came out. I bought a 5S. And I like my 5S. I like it because it's not giant, and I keep it in I keep mine in a giant OtterBox, so I need the phone to be small, otherwise it will not fit. Because I use one of these giant industrial OtterBoxes that you could chuck somewhere and it won't break.
It's just like the thing with Apple is they're
always like one level behind. They do it on like
maybe not one, but it's just they sell like they make their product expensive,
and
but then they're not giving you like
no, they're not giving you the latest.
Yeah.
The only thing I like Apple, I just like.
But they do like they sell it for like the OS and the quality.
I use my iPhone, and I still haven't updated to iOS 9 whatever yet. I think it's still on 8. I mean, I use it for a couple of apps, messaging, recording video, and I mean recording video on like apps that make things look like VHS tape because I don't care.
Like all the apps on iPhone are like more streamlined for people
Yes.
who just like want like a simple.
I mean, there's some really good like editing apps and stuff for video, and I don't need to shoot in 4K. I don't understand the point in shooting in 4K. My computers cannot handle that amount of info being streamed into it. It'll crash. So, I mean, and I don't need. I mean, I have a camcorder if I need to record something nice. But I mean, my phone battery dies because the Facebook app drains 40% of your battery. Even if you tell it to turn off, it will still run in the background. Even if you tell it do not run in the background, it finds a loophole by saying necessary data information, like a medical type thing, and it loopholes because Facebook is evil, and it sucks up all of your battery. Which is why my phone is currently plugged into the wall right now.
Yeah, another problem that the iPhones have is the not enough storage or not enough storage space that just comes up like every once in a while, like when you're just doing something random.
Yes.
It's because like
they don't have
the biggest size they sell is what, 32 or is it 64?
Now it's 100 and something.
Is it?
Yeah,
how
the
much?
newer
How
one's
expensive is that?
100. It's like like 1,000. I don't know. It's $600.
So like they
really
had the base model is the 16.
Yeah.
16 or 32.
No, now it's gone to 32.
32.
After the 6, it went to 32.
Okay. But like still with 16, half of that is going to the operating system, so you got like 8 gigabytes of storage.
Yeah, my mom has a 16 and hers gets really sucked up. I have a 64 gig.
Yeah.
Because it went. The 5S goes really cheap when the 6 came out. So right when the 6 was announced, the 5S went dirt cheap, and my plan was up, so I bought it. And I gotta say, I got a 64 gig because I keep a lot of stuff on my phone, and I still have like. I mean, I have a lot of stuff on my phone, and I still have like 30 gigs left on it, so I can record a lot of video and stuff, which is nice. Yes. Are you an iPhone or a non-iPhone? Tweet us at Niagara124.
Are you an iPhone?
Yeah. If you're,
man.
Yeah. iPhone, tweet us.
Tweet us on yourself.
So did you hear about Joe's Crab Shack is following a no tipping policy?
Joe's Crab Shack. No
Yeah,
tipping.
so you're instead of leaving a tip, now it's automatically built into the price.
Okay.
And they're paying their waiters and waitresses $14 an hour
Oh, that's good.
until New York State boosts it to 15. And so this
What-
is I like the new protest. So Cuomo said by 2020, which is 5 years,
Yes.
we will slowly work it up to $15 an hour. And everyone is protesting, well, that's not fast enough to move it to $15 an hour. Now, I'm going to throw a little bit of serious, actual, I know from real sources, what will happen when you get $15 an hour? One of two things will happen. So everyone that's like, well, we need $15 an hour. I understand. I would love it for you to get $15 an hour. Here's the thing. A person that is now making $15 an hour that has been there for 10 years will not be getting a pay raise. They will be minimum wage now. Also, companies will never, ever let their bottom line dip, so they're going to hire less people. If you don't believe me, go to a store. They're already offering less people during the holiday season. There's less jobs available for part-time holiday work. And you're probably not going to be able to stay there. If you notice how there's all those registers whenever you go to a store,
Yeah.
and you ever notice how none of them are ever open?
Yeah.
Well, they would be open, but they're not going to pay. But they're not going to pay for more employees. So now you have less employees doing more work. And now the interesting thing is, which was funny in the protest, was they were protesting because they want their $15, right now. We need it right now. And it was all the fast food workers. And there was medical workers like, you know what, we would like $15 an hour too. We're not covered under this bill. They signed a bill that gives $15 an hour to people working in fast food, but not to people working in medical fields. It should be across the board or not at all. Just put an across the board minimum wage if you're going to do it. Don't pick and choose because one group's more vocal than the other. Currently, at $15 an hour, there are men in the military, our soldiers get paid less than $15 an hour. Getting shot in Iraq, get paid less. Because companies are never, right away, I actually looked it up. I remember I mentioned this. The second they said we're going to raise it to $15 an hour, McDonald's unveiled touchscreen ordering. There's not going to be a cashier anymore. There's going to be one person cooking. Your food's going to, and they're going to drop your food off. Everything's going to be via tablet. If you go to Olive Garden or Chili's right now, you can order appetizers or play games and stuff. They have that little thing. Mm-hmm. Your bill is all through, you slide it, everything is through that thing. All your waiter does is takes your main order and refills your stuff. So now it's like, the reason for that is, well, you can have less waiters, because they don't have to do as much, and because the price is now going up for how much we have to pay people, we'll just cut staff. And they will cut, and one of two things is going to happen. They will cut staff, or the prices will raise. And when the prices raise, that's called inflation. And then that $15 will be like $9 again. It's all going to collapse. I mean, someone needs to actually study the economic implications of this and understand that companies are kind of inherently greedy and their bottom line cannot drop. Guess what? When the stock market, you notice how when Walmart said, well, we made less than we usually do, their stock just tanked, and this is why the stock market's so volatile? If we have to pay people more, that means the company's making less. If the company's making less, the shareholders get angry. When the shareholders get angry, they sell off their stocks, crash the stock market, and then we're in a recession again. And another beautifully interesting thing that just came out, people right now, consumers, have more money than they've had in the last several years for the holiday season and are spending less than they've ever done. They have more money and they're spending less. That's how you start a recession. I mean, so yes, keep asking for $15 an hour. I would love it if you got $15 an hour, but it's going to cause a chain of events, and there's going to be issues now. So please understand this before you're standing here with literally the Burger King logo with a giant $15 symbol written on your poster. I love protests. My favorite one is still the pro-life versus pro-choice. Do you remember that one?
What?
The pro-choice. I said pro-life needs to step up their game in the protest because they always had the same photo of the ultrasound.
Yeah.
It was always, and they did. They stepped it up because they had a pro-life cupcake day. So they did, pro-life cupcake day. That was a thing. So they stepped up their game. But who really stepped up their game was pro-choice. The dancing pill circles. People danced up as birth control circles and danced in front of like the Supreme Court. I kid you not, it was beautiful. Starbucks versus Dunkin' Donuts, the holiday cups.
Oh, the
that
Starbucks
nobody
holiday
actually
cups.
cares. You know what? No one actually cares about it. There's a lot of people like, you know what? I'm a little. I just don't like it. It's a red cup.
Starbucks, they took the snowflakes off the cups, and now Jesus was never born. And
Yeah. I'm offended, man. But I mean, it is kind of stupid. But I like, Dunkin' Donuts has their holiday cup, and it's like, oh, and everyone's like, oh, take that. It's like, yeah, Dunkin' Donuts designed their holiday cup like months ago, so it's not like this. I'm like, oh, take that. Starbucks.
I like Tim Hortons holiday cups, the same cups they always use.
Yeah, Tim
right
Hortons
here.
literally. No one complains about Tim Hortons because oh no, Tim Hortons will have holiday cups usually.
Will
I think in the winter they start doing the weird.
They're already
cups.
selling like Christmas stuff, like
I know,
drinks.
but I think their main cups change eventually by the time December comes along.
Okay.
I could be wrong. They used to. They used to have them. They used to have the little skaters on them, the children skating. And I know whenever they have things like when like donations and stuff, they sometimes have certain cups. Oh, we have an entire page of news.
Oh man.
We did this right this week. So Mars's moon, Phobos, is it's just a loser.
It's a loser.
I mean that moon. So it edges. So every century it gets a couple of feet closer to the planet. It's slowly spinning into the planet.
Too edgy.
So several million years from now, it's going to crash into the planet. But probably before that, it's going to break apart. They're finding stress fractures on it. It's slowly being pulled apart by gravity. So it's just going to shatter.
Well,
I mean, it's like if someone had a Twinkie and they were spinning it around and they kept getting closer and closer to your head. But right before they got to your head, the force of the spinning caused the Twinkie to just break into pieces and smash into the side of your head.
Twinkies are pretty resilient. Twinkies can like survive nuclear fallout.
Not anymore. Trust me, back in the olden days they could. Nowadays, I've tried. They're also smaller.
Speaking of fallout.
Oh, you want to go there, Bobby?
Greg brought his computer and his monitor, and he's playing Fallout 4 in the back right now. But
yes, Fallout 4 came out, and I'm surprised Bobby is even here.
it's pretty good.
Yes. So, pro skier Ian McIntosh survived a 1,600-foot fall in Alaska.
Oh man!
I actually watched the video of this. So he was skiing, and it's like almost vertical, and he starts tumbling like 1,600 feet, and he just gets up. He's like, "I'm okay. I'm okay." It's like, dude, you just fell 1,600 feet. What do you mean I'm okay? It wasn't that high.
No, so wait, what is this again? I'm sorry.
He was a skier.
Skier, yes.
And he was skiing for I think they were filming a movie because he's also a stuntman. And he tumbled 1,600 feet almost vertical down the side of the mountain slope. And survived.
Okay.
So, woohoo.
I saw a GIF online of a guy who was base jumping. I don't know how high it was, but it looked pretty high, and it was like in a snowy area. So he was jumping, and he pulls out his parachute, and then it just kind of gets caught. So he just keeps falling, and then he hits the ground. But he survived. I don't know how high it was, but
because snow.
Yeah, he hit the snow.
Snow. It's so fluffy and not entirely murdery. This is an interesting one. So if you're a normal weight but you have belly fat.
Me.
As opposed to just being entirely just obese.
Am I obese?
No, let's say you're obese. Let's say your weight, your
please.
BMI says the BMI says you're obese and you carry fat everywhere.
This is so offensive.
Versus you are a normal weight but you have belly fat. You are more likely to die if you're a normal weight and have belly fat than if you're actually obese.
Die from what? Just die?
Heart-related diseases and other things that can kill you like that. Yeah. This is interesting. Sony's gonna stop selling Betamax tapes March of 2016. People still use Betamax?
What is that?
Didn't VHS win the war? Okay,
what is
back in the day, Bobby, I need to learn you real good. There were two different types of video formats. There was the Sony Betamax and the JVC VHS tape, the cassette.
Yeah.
Now, the cassette, you could run an extended play. The quality was okay, and you could run it for hours and hours and hours, and it was great. Sony, you could only fit 30 minutes on a tape, but the quality was just the best quality you could possibly imagine to come from analog.
Well, that's why they eventually came out with Blu-ray, and Blu-ray is better than DVD then, right? Yeah.
But Betamax lost the wars, and these VHS went better. So VHS won. No one used Betamax anymore. Nothing came on Betamax past like the early 80s.
Well,
But they are so allegedly they were still making Betamax tapes. So Sony's gonna stop selling Betamax. Wow, golly gee, guys. As long as they don't stop, as long as people still make VHS tapes for my player. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to use the app on my phone that makes it look like I'm using a camcorder. I downloaded this app. I love it. It's the only thing is you can't import video. I know you're not listening, Rare Vision, but you really need to be able. Everyone's yelling at them to add import video, and they have done nothing. I think they're just that company.
I'm so sorry.
Because you could import video into Super 8, we should be able to import video into the other one. Benedict Cumberbatch got made CBE by Queen.
Did he return to space?
Commander of the Most Excellent Order of the British Empire. He actually he got not knighted, but
wait, what?
Okay, so in England, there's different levels of pretentious, coding you get by the Queen. Like the Queen awards you things. So he got a CBE, which is Commander of the Most Excellent Order of the British Empire. Isn't that cute? Britain still thinks they have an empire.
Is he a commander of something? Is he Commander Cumberbatch now?
He's yeah.
Commander Cumberbatch.
He's yes. He is. You didn't know that? So, Mississippi IHOP parking lot got swallowed by a giant sinkhole. It's like 12 cars, just the entire IHOP parking lot.
The entire.
There's like a sinkhole or like an underground potato collapse. No, nothing swallows IHOP. Not even the ground wants to eat IHOP, okay? Not even the ground. Yeah, I'm skipping. It's.
Okay.
Yeah, let's skip that story.
I don't know what it was.
Yeah, we're just.
Okay, I don't know what it is.
It's the 20th anniversary of the Victoria's Secret fashion show.
Oh man, Victoria's Secret.
Victoria's Secret fashion show. It's so great.
The secret is that nobody cares for the clothing.
Are you kidding me? What was that? What was that? It is true, but what was that? No one cares about the clothes, guys. Speaking, a nude painting by Amedeo Modigliani. Yeah, if you ever heard of Modigliani, he was an artist. Was sold for $170.4 million.
Wait, so who is this guy?
He was an artist.
He was?
Yeah,
is he still an artist?
No,
oh, okay.
no. He's an older artist. Yeah, and his painting of some naked woman sold for $170.4 million.
Oh man.
Where Tumblr is not selling for anything currently. The entirety of nope, you can't get a single nickel for something on Tumblr.
Beautiful.
So according to the University of Texas, the more meat you eat, the higher your risk of kidney cancer. Well, you know what I have to say about that? I'm gonna just replace my kidney with a steak.
The more meat you eat, the higher the chance that you're gonna die before 100 years old.
Yep, and also, well, I like that logic. Which is funny because there was also a South Park episode about kidneys when they take Cartman's kidney.
Oh, I haven't seen that one either.
It's the one with Cheech and Chong and the alternative medicine nonsense. They were playing. It was like a South Park marathon on Comedy Central. Blake Shelton is going to be the host of the Kids' Choice Awards for 2016.
Oh man, that's still a thing.
I know, isn't that scary?
Who?
What?
Who's gonna be the host?
Blake Shelton, the country guy from The Voice.
I don't.
Okay, the one that's not Adam Levine.
I have never. I don't know who this.
He sings Sangria.
Oh, okay.
Your lips taste
That's the
like
only
sangria. Yeah, that guy.
I only
he was
know that
married.
because
He was
Chelsea
married to
plays it
that
so
chick, and now they broke up.
Who? Okay, I don't know.
The other.
I don't care. I really.
The one that's important.
Yeah.
So the fraternity, one of the fraternities from UVA, is suing Rolling Stone because Rolling Stone had published an article about the rape culture in UVA's fraternity and said that and it published something where a woman had said that the fraternity had sexually assaulted her, and then, of course, it was proven that they didn't, and this was entirely made up. And Rolling Stone had published it anyway without digging into it, because Rolling Stone likes to be edgy, like posting photos of terrorists on the front of their, I just don't like Rolling Stone in general. I think Rolling Stone just not publish Rolling Stone.
Okay.
Although they did put Donald Trump on there. They did put Donald Trump. Yeah, let's get rid of Rolling Stone. Who are we kidding? So yeah, they're suing them for $25 million due to defamation.
You do that.
And now it's time for me to cry.
Why is it time to cry?
20th Century Fox World is opening in Dubai. They're gonna build it in Dubai.
20th Century Fox World?
Yeah, and it's all the like Aliens and all those movies.
Oh,
but Titanic. They're making a Titanic ride.
In Dubai.
In Dubai.
Yeah,
why
let's go
in
to
Dubai? Why would you do that in Dubai? I want to ride the sinking Titanic here.
I want to ride the
I
Titanic.
want to ride the sinking Titanic. That is my lifelong dream. I want to sit there while Song de Atom plays, and I'm sitting there with brandy and a cigar, and I dress up as a woman and sneak into a lifeboat. When people question it, I go, "What? What are you talking about? No." And Bobby, you would do it too. I mean, you'd be a little, I don't know, the facial hair.
I'd be a
They
little
would believe it. You could be the baby.
Oh man.
I will wrap you in a blanket and I'll carry you onto the boat.
Okay.
It'll be great.
Yeah.
No one would ever guess.
I'll be the baby.
No one would ever guess. Women and children only. Bobby and I could totally do it. Totally do it.
I don't know.
Was there even English in that entire thing? Was there even English in that?
All right. Where are we at now? Is it that time again?
It's that time
Oh, man.
again.
I'm just gonna sit here. No, you moved. Good job.
The cow goes moo.
Good job, cow. You deserve a tip.
And now we leave, as we always leave, by talking about our week. How was your week?
Fallout 4.
How was your week?
Good. How was your week?
It was good. It was a week. It was a long week. I'm looking forward to this week being over.
Yeah.
I have way too many group projects.
Yeah.
I need to find a group.
Oh.
I don't know anybody.
Oh.
I mean, I know everyone in the class, but they don't come up to me and be like, "Hey, you want to be in a group?" Especially since it involves like pitching a television show, and I'm very opinionated about my television. Anyone who wants to be in a group with me that's in Sirianni's class, I'm on Facebook. You can find me. I'm everywhere. Just walk up to me. Buy me a donut.
I'm everywhere.
I am everywhere.
I am this world.
The Atman is no different than the Brahman. We are all one.
Okay.
So, as always, if you liked this show and want to hear more from us, our old episodes are uploaded. Except for the lost episode. We lost an episode somewhere.
Episode?
Yeah, it's probably in there. I think we lost it. I don't know what happened to it.
Wait, what happened? Like, which episode was it?
The one I think the week after James.
Oh.
The 20-somethingth.
Oh.
The 20-somethingth of October seems to be missing.
Oh well.
I tried to find it, but it was the Jubilert, so it wasn't ours. And I thought it would have been that one because it said at 1 o'clock. So I was like, oh, but I guess it starts at 1. So anyway, also if you do like us, Facebook Niagara1/24. It's very easy to find. We're attached to the WNIA page. So if you go to like WNIA Radio, follow us on Twitter, please. Please follow us on Twitter. Niagara124. There's no slash in that one. Subscribe to our YouTube page. That's the easiest way to find old episodes when we upload them. Follow our mascot, Sheepy Niagara. I mean, she's
Follow
more
our mascot, Totes McGoats.
No, our mascot is not Totes McGoats. Although our mascot was mentioned in a 17 magazine article.
yes.
Our Sheepy's tweet made it. I was so excited about that. So yeah, guys, follow Sheepy Niagara. You could follow her through our Twitter. You could find her. It's really easy if you type in Sheepy. Like, it's sheep, I-E, and then the word Niagara. I mean, follow her. She's more active than our Twitter. Way more active than our Twitter. As always, you're listening to WNI Mix and More Radio. Tune in next week, where hopefully we'll have as much news as we had today. And maybe Ron will be back.
Oh,
I
man,
don't know.
Ron.
Ron talks about sports. It was great. We had an entire 10 minutes of sports. It was really interesting.
Started the show with sports.
So as always, I am Nico.
I am Bobby.
And this is Niagara 124. Goodbye, folks.
Good night.